Hi, I'm Lauren. The worst part about being an adult is trying to figure out what to make for every meal every day. So today we're prepping breakfast. We're making savory breakfast puff pastries with bacon, eggs, and cheese. First, take your puff pastry out and allow it to reach room temperature or close to it. Then I start prepping all the ingredients. First, I shred some cheddar cheese. You can also use pre-bagged cheese. We just prefer hand-shredded cheese. It also saves money, but we think it tastes better. Then I'm making the bacon. I went ahead and baked this in the oven just so I could multitask. I baked it in the oven at 400 degrees for about 16 to 17 minutes. While the bacon is cooking, I went ahead and started to prep my eggs. I also plan on baking the eggs just to make this a little bit faster and allows me to multitask while I meal prep some other meals. I cracked 6 eggs into a bowl. That's 1 egg per puff pastry. So 1 box of puff pastry makes about 6 of them. I added some milk and I whisked this together. For this meal, I'm actually making these strictly to put in the freezer. My family will not be eating them this day. I had some extra time and decided to prep this and some other meals, but you can also eat these fresh. They're great both ways. In order to heat them up, what we do is we either take them out the night before and pop them in the air fryer the next morning, or if you forget to take them out or are in a rush, they're easy to just pop in the microwave on defrost and then put them in the air fryer. If you don't have an air fryer, you can put them in the oven, but you just want that puff pastry to get crispy again. Once the eggs were scrambled, I poured them into a small baking dish that I lined with parchment paper, and I added some everything bagel seasoning. This is our preference for anything breakfast. We use the everything bagel seasoning. Then I went ahead and chopped up the cooked bacon, and I added that into the dish as well as the shredded cheddar cheese. Then I put this in the oven at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes. Just to be clear, my worst nightmare is runny eggs, so I know some people really love them. I know I'm weird and I cannot stand runny eggs, so cook them to your preference, but this will cook them thoroughly in my oven. Please do what's right for your oven. The puff pastry dough that I buy comes with 2 sheets in it. I rolled out both sheets of dough and cut them into 6 slices. Then when the eggs were done baking, I removed them from the oven and cut those into 6 semi-even slices as well. As you can see, my puff pastry slices are not really even, neither are my eggs, but that's okay, the imperfections are fine. I know I say this in pretty much all my videos, but I'm clearly not a chef. I just enjoy cooking good food for my family. And having food prepped ahead of time like this just makes life a lot easier and smoother on busy days or busy weekends or just during busy phases of life. Once you lay the slices of egg out on the puff pastry, you cover them with the other slices of puff pastry, and I kind of just fold the dough beneath over top. I do this to seal in all the ingredients on the inside so that way the cheese doesn't melt out. Once I have all 6 of them folded, I take a fork and put indents around the edges just to help fully seal those edges. The fork does sometimes stick to the dough. I'm sure there are tricks out there to prevent it from sticking, maybe wet the fork or something, but it's not too bad, so I just pull it off and just move right along. It does go pretty fast. Next, I make an egg wash. I just crack an egg and mix that with a little bit of water, scramble that, and I fully coat the puff pastry with this egg mixture. This allows it to get crispy. And then I do pour everything but the bagel seasoning on top of the egg wash. Make sure you get the egg wash on the edges too, because you don't want soggy edges of the puff pastry. At this point, these are ready to go into the oven. I bake them at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes. They should come out golden and crispy and ready to go. Since I was making these strictly for meal prep in the freezer, I let them cool completely once they came out of the oven, and I put them in large Ziploc bags and popped them into the freezer. Let me know if you try these, and I hope your family enjoys them as much as my family does. Thank you for watching.